Hey guys, it's Sutton with LA Kappa Customs, and today we are going to be making a custom anodized pre-build that will be live on our shop, so let's get into it. Hey guys, so real quick, before we get started with this video, I just wanted to mention that here at LA Kappa Customs, we have one of the widest selection of high Kappa upgrade parts as well as custom builds. We have the lowest prices in the US and ship out next day on all orders. We are constantly getting new items and restocks in, and even have a builder section where you can custom select exactly what upgrade parts you would like, and we will build your high Kappa and send it to you within a matter of weeks. Make sure you check out our website, linked down below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our Instagram at LA Kappa Customs to stay up to date. Alright, let's get back to the video. Alright guys, so this is a custom slide, magwell, and trigger that we custom anodized, and it is a special kind of red as well as black and gray, and we are going to put some upgrades in it as well as installed on the gun. We've also already made a stippled grip, which is a hex pattern, and then did this little bigger X in the middle, or hex, excuse me. And then we're also going to be adding short stroke, 140 recoil spring, Trident sear spring, AM barrel, and we're also going to be adding some red grip screws that I'm going to get right now. Alright, so first we're going to be starting with the upper, so I'm going to take everything in the lower and just set it to the side over here, as well as break apart our gun, and we will start with the upper and then do the lower after that. Okay, so first off, we are going to exchange out all of these pieces. I need to also get the silver guide plug for this gun, and we will see how it looks. We may change it over to a black one. I'm not sure. We'll see what it looks like and then make the call from there. You can't really use the stock one because of just how big this lip is. It doesn't typically fit right. So I am just disassembling everything in the stock gun right now, and we will change it over. So this stippling was done by us, and you can find all of these parts that are going in the gun at LA Kappa Customs. Just unscrewing the rear sight right here. So this stippling was done, or this anodizing was done by us. It is a red, gray, and black splash pattern. And it came out pretty well. Of course, there's a couple silver marks, but we're just going to kind of tie that into the build, and that's kind of just how it is when you do splash anodizing. But overall, very happy with it and think it came out really well. And a lot of people recommended that after the summer splash series that we did that was yellow and blue, and people really wanted more, so we decided to do this one and make it a pre-build. So right now, I am removing... Alright, so I just removed the front sight, and we can set the old slide to the side, and it is all broken down. By the way, for all the anodized parts, normally we like to lube them up and then wipe them off just so they're a bit fresher, but for this we already did that on the anodized, our custom anodized stuff, but I'll go ahead and do that right now for the barrel. Also, keep in mind guys, for barrels we are making 5-1 Tornado aluminum barrels. Not sure when you're watching this video how far they'll be along. They may be in the store already. They may be just starting designs like we're doing right now, but they are coming in the future, so be sure to look out for that, because I think those are really going to replace every barrel. Right now, obviously with the 4.3 Battle Cats and whatnot coming, we are making the 4.3 variants, and then can easily switch over to the 5.1 variants after they are done. So let me just grab all of our parts. Since we're not doing a 4.3 guide plug, we are just going to do our normal short stroke, which is a blue and a red. And we can put that back in the bag. Okay, so I'm going to get my guide plug and put in our short stroke here. There we go. And then let me grab the 5.1 silver rod real quick. After some discussion, I actually have decided that we are going to instead go for the 4-3 guide plug, and this will allow for more short stroke as well as just kind of match the black and red type theme. Also, we didn't go with a red outer barrel because I wanted to keep the red on the slide and have it be more of an accent piece rather than going for it on the barrel as well. And personally, I really like our red that we did for this anodizing a lot better than AM's barrels. It's much more similar to the normal edge red, but for the barrels they use a different anodizer for some reason. Okay, so let's put this together. And we have this set up now. So we can start with our blowback unit area. And guys, keep in mind this will be up as a pre-build on our website by the time this video goes up, likely before. So if it's not already gone, this will be available for purchase. I'm thinking the purchase price will be around $700, estimating. Part-wise, there's about right around $600 in parts, not counting the anodizing, which if you look at any other anodizer, any type of anodizing like this would put you at normally around $250 to $300-ish. So I mean, you're getting a steal on that, and having a one and only one of one gun. No one else can have anything like it, since it is custom anodized, so keep that in mind as well. And basically free tech work too, so that's always a plus, because our guns are really well known as being some of the best custom guns around. So I am situating the blowback unit, just going to make sure that it is all fitted properly. Now we'll install this back screw, then we can carry on. Let's see. So guys, let us know down below what kind of styles you want to see as far as future anodizing projects. We're obviously always improving our anodizing techniques and making them better, and can do custom anodizing and have done custom anodizing for different customers. But let us know what combos you think would look good. We're thinking about doing possibly a blue and purple, and actually have a customer that's wanting that for some specific pieces, so we're going to do that in the coming days. But as a splash effect for a pre-build, we may also do that as well. Sorry guys, we are back. I had to get this rear screw in, and it was being somewhat of a pain, so just decided to take a second and do that. Now we can insert our barrel, as well as our guide rod system. Very nice, and man, that looks really cool. I really like this black barrel in there. Really just makes the red and grays stand out. I really am happy with how the anodizing turned out. Now all we have to do is put on the front sight. Let's see if we'll need to do some fitment. Oh, we won't actually, that's good. Okay, so we'll get a little bit of super glue. And put that on. And by the way, these slides are from lost packages several months ago that finally showed up to people's doors 3 months later. So these are from returned slides, so we will have these up for sale within the next week or so. We're waiting for more to come in that people have returned, and yeah, those will be coming up because slides have been really limited lately. Should be getting in a bunch soon from AM and Gunsmith Bro in a lot of different styles, 5.1 and 4.3. But just for this month of June, we have been a little bit slow. Sales have still been amazing, but just slow with being able to get in slides for you guys, because I know that that's a huge part of our market and really helps us get more sales when you guys have slides so you can actually do builds with them. So I am cleaning up the super glue, excuse me, just a little dabble so it doesn't get on the slide, and this should be good. It is lined up great. Man, I love this hive look, and I think that slide front just looks really, really nice. So that is the upper done, and now we will move on to the lower. And we have that new grip, so we're basically going to need to take out everything. I will go ahead and move some of this stuff out of the way and open up what I can, and then we can get started. And we are going for somewhat of a speed type build here, somewhat similar to the front line on our packages page as far as the Trident goes, as well as the adjustable trigger, 4-3 guide plug, that kind of thing. Going for more of a speed setup here. The Hive is a pretty lightweight slide in itself. Obviously you can do some more upgrades later down the road for whoever buys this, like upgrading the blowback unit and whatnot, but just with that barrel slide and 4-3 guide plug with the short stroke, it is pretty ready for speed and is going to fire at a very fast cycle rate. Also down the road you can of course add fibers as well, and that can help a bit too. Let me grab my tool real quick. Okay, I'm back. Just needed to grab my screwdriver to be able to unscrew this. And yeah guys, be sure to let us know and let me know how I can improve going through some of these builds with you. I'm doing most of the YouTube stuff myself. Obviously we have a bunch of other techs that are doing builds, but I am mostly taking over the content side. And now we're going to get that little pin out. And then from there we can take out everything. I'll put the stock parts to the side. And hopefully with this trigger we won't have to do any trigger work, but I'm not too sure. Typically with the AIP and the Cow grip you do need to do some extra trigger work, but won't be too bad. We'll start off really simple here and put in the hammer internals. It's just a quick swap from the stock one. It'll go in there. Looks like we will need to do a little filing, and this is pretty common. So you can get just any sort of flat file, stick it in there, and then just wiggle it around a little bit, trying to open up the pocket just slightly. Not too much obviously, or then it'll be a little too free, but just something very small, so you are able to get it in there. There we go, now it's going in. So we can re-put back our spring. And now install it into the grip. There we go, nice and steady, and will fit great. Okay, and also really like these Cow grips because these nice aggressive cuts, as well as the flatness, so you can do these special kind of little patterns like we have, just a little something small with the hex in the middle of it, just to kind of make it unique and make that flat grip really worth it and stand out. So I will do this on the edge of the table. I just grab a small nail, line it up with the pin, and pull it out. So I will do this somewhat off camera, but you really just line up the nail and hit it off the table. Okay guys, so I took the pin out, and now we can just pull out our trigger bar, set our old trigger to the side, and now we can line up it with our new one. Make sure the bar is centered, and then position it to where there is a gap. And then honestly, I like to use the stock one or the AIP one. Either one, doesn't really matter. Just whatever fits, and then I'm going to hit it over the edge of the table like I did previously. Okay, so now that I got it in, I will just do a little bit more lining up to make sure the little pin is in the middle, and then we can go ahead and put it in. That should be good. Now, moment of truth, are we going to need to do some sanding? And it looks like we actually aren't, because it free falls when we pull it up. Also, I went ahead and adjusted the screw just slightly so there is a little bit of less trigger pull there, and obviously you can adjust that further once it is in. So go ahead and put the mag catch in. Actually, I'll wait on that. Normally we do wait just to test function beforehand, so we can put the sear spring in, line it up with the 2 grooves on the hammer, and remember everything on the sear spring above the stuff in the hammer. And then let's put in our AIP grip screws. Again, with these, they really have started to be made a lot better, but be sure to not over tighten or anything, because you can strip them. And actually, just because of the stippling, I'm just going to make some marks around, just to open up that grip screw a little bit. And I'm just doing this with a small little hand file. Okay guys, sorry for the cut. We had to do some more filing on the grip screws and whatnot, but now both are in. And now we will just line up our rear safety with our sear spring, and then we can put in our hammer assembly, push it together like this, and then we can grab our mag well. Let's hope it goes on here without trouble. It does cause us some trouble. Obviously we can fix it down the road, and it looks like it's gonna fit just fine. Let's see, let's push down on it and see if we can plop it in. There we go. It's plopped in, and now we will bang it down. And with this style magwell, you do have to like push the actual hammer safety part down in order to get it to go down. And then from there, you can just hammer it in. It's a bit stiff, again, cow grip. Okay, there we go, lined up both sides, and now that is in, look at how nice that looks. Really cool, really custom, obviously. The last thing we're gonna do is actually drill into this little hole right here, because by default, you need to drill a hole in order to put that frame screw back in. So I will get my bit and do that now. So you want to get a bit that is about the size of that frame screw, and then just hold it perpendicular like this and just screw into the side of it, trying to be as straight as possible. On the reverse, you want to be slow and make sure you get all that extra material out. And as you can see, you have some extra material right there. And then typically, you can get another drill bit that will fit inside for your frame screw. And let's just test this one, and it's a little too big. Let's see what else we got. How about this one? This should work nicely. Yeah, that'll work. And then actually drill it in the first time, so it has enough force to create those threads in the plastic. Okay, so we will get our screw and put it in as much as it'll go, and then same kind of thing, you want to make sure that it's exactly perpendicular and begin to screw it in place. Okay, so now the screw is in. Again, it's not needed, but highly recommended. It can definitely only help. So now we'll just test function really quickly, and as you can see, that works great. We will put in our mag catch, our mag catch, and then test to make sure that it is still functioning with the extra trigger part of the screw. And again, you're going to need to clear this space out if you do stippling, just to make sure that your mag catch flows safely and freely. So a lot of things that people don't do that kind of separate us from typical builders is just taking the time, whether it be with inserting that trigger or just these kind of things, to make sure that the build is all good in every way, especially with more advanced builds. Obviously you have to Loctite some things, check certain things, and really kind of give it your all and not just always install the parts, but there's other stuff that needs to be done too, like for example Loctiting stuff, super glue, that kind of thing. And now, as we can see, the trigger does not go back far enough, and this is because of the trigger screw. It won't let it push back far enough, and this is likely when we drilled it shifted a little bit. So I, right now, off camera, will fix this so that it'll allow us to pull the trigger, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so we are back with the lower fully done, and as you can see, as soon as the trigger is pulled, the gun stops, or the trigger stops right there. No more forward pull. So that is just about done. Lower works perfect. I'm going to put a little bit of lube on all the frames, and then we can put the upper and lower on it, and then this build will be done. And we can obviously do some separate shots of some pictures, some shooting videos, chronos, and put that in this video as well. But as far as the building portion goes, we shouldn't have any problems. So let's hope we don't have much fitment. Looks like we may. Let's see when we get it on here. Let's rack it a few times. Yeah, definitely we'll rack it a few hundred times on off camera. As far as shaving, shouldn't need any shaving, just really tight and needs to be loosened up. And we obviously like to do that by hand to prevent, you know, unnecessary shaving, so it is as tight but free-flowing as possible. So let's put the... Man, that looks so nice. I honestly want this build for myself. But wow, that looks really nice. Really nice detail with all the camo splatter. I really think this is going to go fast for sure. Let me know what y'all think of this build, and we will roll some clips of it. Nice internals and externals, and just really, really looks cool. Guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know if you like this kind of thing, if you want to see more pre-builds or more custom builds done. And be sure to subscribe, follow our Instagram to stay up to date on the latest restocks and news, and you can get all of your parts at LA Kappa Customs, and we also do custom builds as well. Feel free to fill out the contact form and we can build you something like this even. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.